This session shows you how to use what you have learned so far. Buttons, label, and text area, and text field with JavaFX. Okay, create a new JavaFX application projects. Then first thing you need to do is add package in front of JavaFX ML documents. Okay, JavaFX ML application refers to model view controller idea. So I may use JavaFX ML documents to design view using SimBuilder. Then I will use Java source code based on business logics. Then I will make a connection between them using Java controller. Okay, let me just adjust the size of JavaFX ML applications. Then I will add text area and labels and text field to make a very simple student information systems. It's going to be straightforward. It might be a good idea to use prefix for your JavaFX UI controls. For example, LBL for labels, TF for text field, and then text area for TA. Be a lot easier to remember your object's name in this way. Okay, once you finish designing your applications, make new controller, then you should be able to see your all objects names. Let me just label all label, then all implementation as well. Under navigator, you should be able to see object names like labels, or up here is LBL age, first name, last name, major, and text field for TF, first name, last name, major, and so on. It's a lot easier to go through those names. Okay, next one, I will create a model based on students. Then I will add for data field refers to student first name, last name, then age, and then major. Then I will set the method refers to those four data fields, so-called setters and getters and so on. It will be straightforward. Then let's see. To test my objects, I will also add toString methods. Okay, before I implement JavaFX applications, let me just create a Java class to implement text-based on applications using student Java class. Simply set one object, then I will set certain values for those objects. Then I'll print it out on screen. Then I will do the same thing using JavaFX UI controls. Okay, for JavaFX, let me just look at preview. So if I type the first name here, John, and last name Smith, and the major IT and age for 18 years old, when I click it, actual value supposed to show up on TextArea. Okay, when we click add buttons, it actually implement abstract methods belongs to action events interface. So let me implement it here. So we do exactly the same thing. We create one object called students. Then this time the input is based on text field, obviously multiple of them. Text field first name. The input should be based on getText methods, and output should be based on setText or appendText for TextArea objects. So it will be straightforward. Okay, for student last name, I will just insert it directly because it's a string value. That's what we get for tf last name dot get text. That will return string value. It means we can use a set last name method directly here. When you set student age, you may need to be careful because it's an integer value. We need to change integer to string value before insert to set age. Otherwise, we'll complain about incomparable data type. So if you're not familiar with the wrapper class, you may refer to that. Basically saying if you have primitive data type like int, you have a wrapper class integer. If you have a double, you have a double wrapper class, and so on. You should be able to convert the data between primitive data type to comparable data type in objects. Okay, it seems like I forgot to put reference variable name for TextArea. So let me go back to sim builder and add the object name so that we should be able to continue. I will code it as a TA informations. I just forgot to put FX ID. It should be okay. You go back to NetBeans, then make new controller to see new name. So now you should be able to see TA information. So let me continue. Here I prefer to use append text so that I can test more than one objects. So when I add one student called John Smith, maybe I will continue add Jenny Smith, so that I should be able to test multiple objects. Okay, what happened here is that when you type John Smith, you will get the information from text field and then save to students object using setName, and then set major, set age. Then I will pass to TextArea using append text. So I can actually add two objects. Okay, let me add some comments, then I will move on to next topics. We should be able to reset our objects using default value. So eventually, after finish the commenting all these objects, then I will create an additional button to demonstrate how to reset text field and text area. Okay, let me just create one button, and I will name it as a reset. So I will say bt and reset. Then I will override abstract method to implement action events interface. Okay, idea is once we type the data for student object, then we can add data to text area. Then we should be able to reset for new student data. So that's what we are trying to do here. Okay, I will try to use the same convention here. Handle reset button actions that refers to implementing abstract methods belongs to action events interface. So basically saying when we click on reset buttons, it will reset text field. So make sure you make a new controller. So you should be able to see handle reset button action methods. Implementation is so straightforward because text fields refers to all string values, so you can use double quotations or null keywords. Just one more thing to do. Text area, you won't be able to edit it by end user, so you may need to do one more thing here. Okay, go back to the same builder and select the text area. Then go to properties and simply uncheck editable. That's all. So I'm trying to delete it using a delete key. Then it doesn't work. Of course, it shouldn't work. Okay, that's all for this tutorial.